The view is beautiful from over here, but a single mistake could be your last. Hello everyone and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. Today we are doing something different from what I usually do, or what I have usually been doing since I've been posting Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is an individual habitat. Just as I did in Evolution 2, and this will be something, that will happen again, it will be a thing on the channel from now on. Because it really, if I'm building a park or everything, it is fine, but things like this allow me to show you more ideas and show you more things that wouldn't fit maybe in the park I'm building right now, just as this wouldn't fit in Ancestor Valley. So I'm doing it here, and also it allows me to take a break from building that park and building something new and fresh and different, without it being like a whole thing, just an individual habitat. So here we are building for the Irritator and the Apatosaurus, and it is like a swampy environment. And I chose this map because I can use this hyper swamp with the fog, which is really cool. And I actually chose, Irritator is obvious, right? Because Wetlands DLC is like a swamp animal. But Apatosaurus actually is because, I think I saw, I thought it was suitable for this environment because I saw a found footage VHS horror Jurassic Park tape in YouTube, and it had an Apatosaurus in a swamp, various Apatosaurus in a swamp, and they kind of attacked the workers and everything because they were territorial, because they were in their mating season or whatever. No, they were actually in the mating season, I think. So yeah, it showed how herbivores are not always this docile, good animals. They can also be aggressive and everything. But to the build, I'm so sorry. As you can see, I put a backdrop over there, which is the waterfalls, and this came from a concept art I saw. You'll see now that it turned quite different from what it was, but I took some ideas like the waterfall and the elevated walkway, and kind of the rocks and logs, dead logs, but I also think it's fine if you see a reference image and you don't actually do the exact same things, but you can take ideas from that and develop over those ideas. So that's what you're going to see today. I'm here putting some logs, and just the logs here. I'm painting everything with this wetland brush, so that it starts to look more complete, and soon I'll start to build the elevated walkway, which is going to look like it's going to offer a viewing opportunity for our guests, which won't be functional, sadly, because the game doesn't work that way, but it would look good. It will look good, sorry. So here is when I start to build this thing. And I actually think it's the first time I've ever built something in this game, and I mean piece by piece something, an actual placing pieces to see or to achieve something, right? Because before I was only doing in Ancestor Valley using blueprints, and I tried to build a viewing gallery, and didn't turn out very well, in Ancestor Valley, I mean. But anyways, the first time I've built this game, and I'm quite happy with it, I must say. It's not something incredible or huge or everything, but I really think it's a place to start, So here, placing the floors, and now you'll see that, because I didn't know the height that was necessary for this, so what I did was, there you go, flying an Irritator, because if the Apatosaurus could reach the guests, But the Irritator, well, I don't want the Irritator to reach our guests, right? And then you see, like, if it stood up in 2 legs, yeah, it could, or if it jumped, it could very well reach our guests. So, had to do it a little bit taller, you know, just to ensure their safety. And that's why I didn't like another staircase, yeah. Although this will be in a kind of cliff, well, not cliff, but like it will also be like placed in some rocks, so it is taller than the actual elevated walkway itself, and you'll see that later. And this you are going to be able, if you like it, to download it from the workshop. I will put the workshop code later on. And there are 2 versions, like the bare version, like with nothing, just the walkway itself. And then there is the decorated version, which is the one for this video and for this habitat. But you know, you wanted like a wetlands decorated, well, there you have it. And here building some poles for the staircase. And apart from this like elevated walkway, I will also be building a viewing dome. Or not building, but like decorating with this style, a viewing dome. So yeah, if you want to see that, stay in the video because you'll see that later. Now I'm going to put fences, which are obviously quite important, right? We don't want our guests to fall down into the Irritator yaws, because that wouldn't be quite, yeah, I would get sued, and I don't want to get sued. So here I'm building like a more wide or open place, so that, you know, it's not always this like narrow walkway. You there have a little more of open space. So now, yeah, it's just, you know, copy paste all the fences and adjust them. So yeah, I cut this out a little bit because it was like it just repeat over and over again. So yeah, pretty quickly, you know, place some fences over and over again, copy paste, you know, but you know, they are necessary to, as I said, ensure the guest safety. And also, if I didn't put fences in, it wouldn't look that good, because it would look so like unrealistic, and you know, you'd see that something's wrong there. So here I'm placing some poles for the like the corners, and some more fences, obviously. And what you will see in a moment is actually this, that I decided to put like one of these small fences there. I don't know why, like I didn't think about it. Like just that idea came to mind, and I decided to try it. And I don't know, I think it looks pretty good, and yeah, so I kept it in because it's like, well, as I said, I don't know what it is about it, but I think it looks good, so I went with it. Now, this first time I forgot to put the supports for the walkway. I only put them in the stairs, but don't worry, that is already fixed, and you'll have it fixed when you download it from the workshop. Because I realized later on in the video, and I put in all the supports and everything. But now I think it is actually time to, well, there's where I realized the thing of the poles. So sorry, the supports. So that's where I put them in. Sorry. And well, once I have put the supports, I also forgot 3 of them. So that is also fixed, because I realized later on in the video as well. But now it's time to decorate this walkway, and I actually used chairs and benches which people sit on, which is really cool. So that it's, you know, a little bit populated, because if not, this was going to be pretty pretty empty, you know, with guests not being able to come here. Well, that's kind of the thing we have to do, right? With benches and everything, we can kind of pretend guests are up here. So yeah, that's what I have to do. But now, you know, it's just decorating with the Wetlands DLC pieces, you know, to make it look, I don't know, wetlandish, I guess. But I put this kind of shed here with a roof, or no, not a shed. Now it is a shed that, no, well, I won't call it shed, right? I don't know what it is, like this roof. Okay, I put this roof in, and with some nets, well, some on the floor, some on hanging from the actual thing. You'll see that now. Oh, and there's this rope hanging from the from the, like, that support there, or plank. I don't know what you want to call it. Oh, and there you go, viewpoint. So I put in this this kind of signs that indicate you that that's a viewpoint. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, but you know, it's a little detail that makes it look better and have more sense. So those kind of little details are always welcome, right? Now a rope there, and there's the net I was talking about. So yeah, just a net hanging from there, you know, to add a little more of decoration to the whole thing. I was actually going to put a barbecue there, but then I decided against it, because I don't think it would make much sense, even if it was decoration. So there you go. Benches. These benches, people sit on them, and they come here, and you know, just as I said, like, fill up the area a little bit. Oh, there was the supports I was missing back then, or not back then, before. So yes, this is the elevated walkway. Pretty soon, pretty close to finishing. Well, I placed also some lights, which I kind of made myself with the with this kind of with this well, like, I think they are called lampposts. I don't know, like in the game, I mean. Well, anyways, and I added them like this lamp. And I will sink them. You'll see that now into the supports on the corners, and that's basically what I did for these ones. There was another support missing. But there you go, just some lamps here and there to lit up the whole thing. I didn't put them on the wider area, sorry, because that's the one that's more into the animal's habitat, and I didn't want to, like, I thought, well, if I put lights there, the animals are going also to, you know, receive lights, and that's not natural for the animals, right? So to disturb them a little bit less, even though, you know, the lights are pretty close, but I didn't want them to light up the habitat, the animal habitat itself, right? And now some decals, which I have to get used to using more of these, because they really make a building look great. Like, they had like that little bit more of realism, even though the species are very realistic looking. But you know, they got that extra little bit of realism, and now some water ponds or decals here to, you know, because there are these elevated walkways. It's next to the waterfall, so it would make sense that every now and then, you know, some water would fall in, and there you go. There's the decorated blueprint for you, and yeah, the code will be in the screen, so don't worry. And now, after I did that, I think it's time to, oh yeah, some bins. I don't know if I actually, yeah, I put them inside in some bins, because this being like a thing that's over the animal's habitat, I want people to, you know, throw their trash into the bins and not into the animal habitat. So Hopefully with that they do it. And then, you know, there you go, it's next to the waterfall. So that's the reference image coming, you know, or coming in, because that had actually the elevated walkway next to the waterfall. So as you can see, it's quite different from the one of the image, but it has the same concept, I guess. So yeah, as I said, if you like a reference image, you don't have to like do the same thing. You can just take ideas or inspiration from it, or like, you know, elements that you want, like characteristics from the image. You can take those and apply it to your own builds, even though they are not the same. So that's the thing, take inspiration, right? You can also obviously copy it, but if that doesn't suit very well your build, well, you can do the other thing. Now, as I said to you before, this walkway like sits on a cliff or a rock cliff, and therefore animals can't get there. They can't eat our guests, or at least the Irritator can't eat our guests, or the Apatosaurus maybe attack them. I don't know, steal their food, whatever. But you know, and now I'm decorating a little bit this cliff to make it look, yeah, more dressed up, I guess, if that's, you could say that. And well, these kind of logs, dead logs, which I also took from the reference image, the idea. Okay, so that's another thing that is not the same, but it's the idea that I used. Also, the roots are visible on purpose, okay, for the logs. And well, here I'm placing some path, like natural path. I actually had to put a restroom and an attraction center hidden in the rocks. Well, and you can't see them, like you literally just can't see them, but just for people to get there and actually sit at the benches and everything, because I think, you know, guests only sit on benches when they are next to them, or not next to them, but like the area next to the benches is populated with guests. Well, I'm placing some of the frontier blueprints and just, you know, giving the habitat more character, I guess, by placing some backdrop and everything, and well, decorating it a little bit, right? And also goes with the whole theme of the build. So now this other thing or building, I would say, is also there, like to fill up the guest area around, because I don't only like to do the habitat, I also like to do like the surrounding guest area, you know, because I kind of imagine this as being in a park. So yeah, so you need a guest area around it, right? So that's why it's there. And you'll see now that I use like another frontier blueprint to kind of cover up the well, there's the arrival point, which I didn't decorate at all, because that doesn't mind. It doesn't like I don't care about the arrival point, right? The thing is the habitat and the guest area around it. You'll see now that I used a frontier blueprint to dress up the hyperloop, not hyperloop, like, well, yeah, I guess it's hyperloop, but like the viewing dome entrance. And here I was actually trying to make like a mini waterfall, but it didn't work out, so I left it as it was. And I place, put some foliage around it and everything. Yeah, there we go. So this is actually the viewing dome that I'm going to decorate later on. And there's the entrance, which I actually, you'll see that now that I made. There you go, a custom kind kind of thing. There you go, with a frontier blueprint like that. It's empty. Well, I just scaled it up a little bit as I could, as much as I could, sorry, and then you know, I placed it like on top of the, or around the shell, the gray shell, sorry, not shell, like the gray box. And now with the invisible fences for the animals, but I actually line up that with rocks, because originally I know we don't need both things, like just with the rocks that's enough to contain the animals in the game. But the thing is, I was actually planning to only have invisible fences, but then I placed some rocks. Although you know, the back of the habitat, the one with that is like on the border of the map, that doesn't have rocks. It's just the invisible fence. So now I'm placing more of these swamps, so that well, I actually ended up not knowing where the border of the habitat was, or like not at first kind of glance. Like I had to kind of think like, oh, it's here, but I couldn't distinguish quite well, like at first sight, the border of the habitat. So yeah, it is pretty blended in with the rest or the surrounding area. And now I'm flying the Irritators in, and now the Apatosaurus in. And now it's where I start with my actual, I'd say, like building for the viewing dome. There we go, with some sleeping Apatosaurus next to it. But I actually didn't think at first, I didn't think this was a build. Like I thought the default one was actually this one that you see. Then I discovered that it was made like also as a blueprint. So the default one is actually another like very simple gray box style like the other buildings. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that at the time. But I ended up, like, I didn't go too far, sorry, into building this, so I could just do it. I'm actually about to discover this, as you'll see now, while I was trying to kind of cover up this antenna. Would you say antenna? I think it's antenna. I mean, in Spanish it's antena, so... And I think it's the same for here. There you go. And there I discovered I could I could erase those or delete those. So yeah, I went and deleted every single piece on that. I actually think I cut that out, or I hope I cut that out. But there you go. I'm basically erasing everything. Now that it's all, you know, like naked building, I can start building it. And this will, as well as the walkway was, this will also be in the workshop for you to download if you, I don't know, if you like it, right? So there you go, there you can do that. And yeah, I also discovered it was 30 degrees. The angle snap you have to use to like get this right. Like I had the 30-degree angle snap on, and I rotated it 2 times, and there it had the exact same angle as the viewing dome things. And here I was making a roof. Well, I actually made something which I'm much more happy about. And you know, I didn't have like much of a plan for this one, to be honest. I didn't like envision one thing or one kind of building and then I built it, sorry. I just literally placed pieces and watched which ones or saw which ones work, which ones didn't work, just like literally very random, like but I am quite happy that I did that, because I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the results. As I said, it's not a great building or whatever, but to start building modular things in this game, I think it's pretty decent. Given that I've only built with modular piece building, like I've played Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster 2, and Prehistoric Kingdom, but I didn't do like quite the awesome things on those. So yeah, here I'm also covering the metal border up and adjusting some things. I was initially planning to leave this viewing dome like the default Jurassic World one in the game. But then when I finished building this and I closed the game and everything, I went to watch YouTube, I think, and I watched a video of someone building, and I got like motivated and I said, well, what the hell, let's build something else apart from the elevated walkway, which is, I think it's rather simple, right? Because those are some poles and supports, stairs, and fences, and some floors, and some decorations. But I said, yeah, let's build something more, interesting, and also let's so that the build is not just building a walkway and that's it, so that you have something else to see too, and the habitat is more complete. So yeah, I'm quite happy that I decided to do that, because I'm much more convinced about the results now than I was before I did this. So yes. Now I'm covering up this concrete floor for the of the building, so that it's wood rather than concrete to match the theme, and I do that all over the whole on all the sides of the hexagon. I believe this is a hexagon. No, it's that's a pentagon. Well, I don't know. I think it's a hexagon, but yeah, okay, it is definitely a hexagon. So here I'm also covering those steel or like metal, I don't know what to call them, really. Yeah, those metal things in the glass, to again match the theme, really. Like, it's just covering up the whole thing that doesn't kind of fit with this wetlands theme, and make it look more I don't know, I guess more wetland-ish. And yeah, now I'm decorating the parts, like the environments around it, so to offer an interesting view from the guest's viewpoint. And there we go. Now I'm going to also the log, and yeah, I really like how logs, like these dead logs or dead trees. Now I'm placing some foliage also on top of this building to make it look a little bit more overgrown and not quite abandoned, but so that it looks like it really is like part of the swamp, and it's been there a long time, and nature has obviously taken over, because you don't kind of clean that, right? Because that's in the middle of the habitat. You can't go and clean that up or anything. And also it kind of makes it blend more naturally into the swamp, and for the animals it's more natural. So I think also, even if they could clean it, or like remove those plants, I think they would leave them there on purpose. So more dead trees, I love those, as I said. And they also make sense, because for and some decals, some like dirt decals on the glass, but like for a part of the swamp that it's more without trees, it makes sense that instead of having no trees at all, it has dead trees. So at one point there were trees there, but now there aren't, and they are like dead. so it makes sense to fill the like the tree-less kind of segments or parts with the trees. Now I'm putting some moss all over the whole thing and using different moss textures so that you know, it doesn't look repetitive and looks more unique, right? And more, yeah, natural. That's basically the whole thing, right? Makes it look kind of realistic too. So yeah, moss and decals, because those make this thing look much more convincing, I would say, and yeah, much better overall. So yeah, more decals and more dirt on the glass, and there we go. Also there, and that would be the whole viewing gallery. And now I'm going to upload it to the workshop, and the code will be appearing on screen right now. And we are actually kind of close to finishing, so you know, I leave you with some, as always, cinematic shots of the whole habitat so that you can see the end result better. And you know, if you like this kind of videos, this kind of content, you can like, also you can subscribe, that helps out a lot. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, here I'm placing some wooden floor too, and that fits even better. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope I'll see you in the next one. So until then, well, bye bye.